Archie, how could you possibly do this to me? It is less than an hour since you left for your house party, but already I'm feeling it is this unbearable combination of anger, despondency, and loneliness. Did you honestly think that you could lie to me? A house party. We were lovers, Archie. From that moment, I knew everything about you. I thought I did. Even now, I can tell when you were lying, and you made it so very obvious. You didn't even try to hide where you were really going. You care about me so little that even telling a convincing lie is too much of a bother. Well, I hope you're happy! I feel so worthless and stupid. You cannot possibly understand the pain you are causing me right now. I only wish that I had such power that I could inflict such an unbearable sensation onto you like you have done to... My dearest Archie. Oh, how I am looking forward to tonight. I will meet you at the silent pool, just as we discussed. It will be terribly late and cold at such an hour, so I will drive the car down there. I am so very intrigued as to your plans for me tonight. I do love surprises, and this one does sound very exciting. You couldn't even give me one clue after all. I forgive you your infidelities, and believe you when you say that tonight will be a new beginning. Well, my dear, I must leave you now and see that Rosalind gets to bed on time. But I am sure that my mind would be a buzz, dreaming of all the possible surprises you could have in store for me tonight. Your dearest wife, Agatha. P.S. I love you. I love you. I still love you. To my husband, goodbye, Agatha. September 1971. My dearest Rosalind, there came a time when I no longer begrudged your father for leaving me. I began to understand why he would do such a thing, and I was able to acknowledge that I was not completely blameless. Forgiving him was not an easy thing to do, and even now I still struggle to accept what he did, but through understanding I was able to find empowerment. For a long time I could not accept what he had done. I ignored the truth and was determined to save my marriage. I became desperate and needy. When he wasn't with me, I was suspicious, and this suspicion would often turn to aggression. I lived in denial of the facts. But one day I realized that he was not going to come back to me. I could jealously cling to him, but things would never go back to how they were before. I changed from being needy and desperate and began to feel the strong woman I used to be coming back to me. I was no longer a slave to my emotions. They could no longer be used to manipulate me, and I was finally able to stop loving Archie. I reveled in this newfound freedom and set out to use this influence to cause Archie as much pain as possible. I began calling him brother rather than husband. I wanted him to see that I was associated with him because I had to be. One cannot choose their own family. But one does choose their own husband. They choose to love their husband, and I no longer chose to love him. This bothered Archie intensely. He was used to reveling in my unconditional love and felt lost without it. But I couldn't help but wonder whether Archie really deserved to suffer. By having an affair, he had made me a victim. By pouring myself into you, my mother, and my writing, I had been victimizing him for years. I stopped trying to cause him pain and instead endeavored towards understanding. I now had the means to make him suffer, but I chose not to. Having control over your authority, now that is empowerment. And if there's one thing in life I want to teach you, it is that. And of course, your father and I did divorce, and I did stop loving him. But I was always able to love myself. I do hope you take heed to this advice and that it helps you in any heartache you may encounter. Take care, my darling. Your mother, Agatha. Will arrive, and her husband will arrive. But she will not see the man she married, and from that moment she will refer to him only as brother. And he will convince her to talk. And they will talk. They will talk for a very long time. And then, without talking to the press, hungry for the story, they will each walk to their separate automobiles and drive silently away. Everyone will want to know what happened, and nobody will know the facts. They will talk and rumor and gossip and talk again, and still nobody will learn the truth. Unsatisfied, they will come to their own conclusions. They will say it was amnesia, and return to their lives unsatisfied. And thus concludes my great unsolved mystery. Do you like it? But what shall it be called? What would you call it?